right. We're here again, back at the Philly Italian Museum, Italian-American Museum, and it's a beautiful day outside. As we're looking around this great artifacts, the Italian, boxers, we felt it was the right time to bring the king of celebrity boxing. Who is it, Vinny?
We have none other than the CEO of Celebrity Boxing, Damon Feldman, right here. We are so privileged to have you. Welcome, Damon.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Cool.
Awesome, man. Let me tell you, it's a privilege for sure to have you. Knowing you as a friend, number one, mentor, all that good stuff that you're putting out there, man.
I mentor you?
Yes, no doubt about it, for sure.
That's good to hear.
Yes, for sure. That's why, in the beginning with social media, what we can do, that we follow particular people that actually help us through their voyage and journey in life. So, what we got first thing we're going to talk about?
Well, Damon, first of all, if you're taking applications for mentorships, I could use it. I've been looking for a good mentor for the last 10 years. But anyway.
I don't know if I'm the best, but
you're one of the tops.
Well, it's a good point to bring up, though, because living and learning is being a mentor. Once you're telling your kids what to do, and they're looking at you like, man, my dad's an idiot. What's he talking about? I'm the baddest guy in the world. Bottom line is, it makes you a mentor when you hit the brick walls and you go through all that stuff. And, it's important that people know that how people do become mentors, because they become mentors from falling themselves.
That's a great point, man. Such a great point.
Nice.
Well, look, we're going to give you the floor. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, this is just a guy, had a dream, made it happen, and under the worst circumstances. And, basically I'm a guy that just, went through it all in life. You know what I mean? I hit the brick walls, experienced life's challenges when I was a young kid, when my mom became a quadriplegic in a wheelchair. My dad raised me, and two African-American guys raised me as well, Frank the Animal Fletcher and Anthony Two Gun Fletcher. So it sort of made me understand the different cultures of life in the world, I always see people as equals, you know what I mean? And it's pretty interesting where I've been in life. And, I want to pass this on, obviously to my children, but also to people to understand, never quit, never surrender to get to where you want to be. And you have to have a solid mind, like a motivation, determination, and vision to get to where you want to be. And it doesn't matter what anybody says, because as long as you believe in yourself, you can get to wherever you want to be.
Wow, that's
beautiful,
great. That's great.
Beautiful, man.
I guess that's what brought us to, Vinny, things that believe in ourselves, and we're here. So, and
absolutely,
we appreciate that for even listening to that. It's great, man. Great stuff. So, so tell us, pretty much what brought you to your main event, Celebrity Boxing.
Well, I was the undefeated fighter. I was 9-0. I was, cranking away, man. All I wanted to do was be a world champion, man. And boxing's all I knew from when I was a kid. Mom getting injured, Animal Fletcher, Two Gun Fletcher, and all the incredible guys in boxing. And I hate to keep saying African American, but the African American people helped raise me in my life and made me understand what life is too. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, basically going to that, I see everybody's equals, and it's just been a journey, man. Real crazy journey.
We definitely need more of that today, and you do portray that, bringing good people together, and unify people. That's a great thing you're doing.
Yeah,
sure.
well, definitely, man. And Italians raised me. This Italian location right here. Incredible Logerata family, Anthony to Uncle Tone. I call them Aunt Evelyn, Monica. If it wasn't for them, I may not be here either. You know what I mean? It's just crazy how you have to go through certain things in life to really understand who you are, and where you end up is pretty amazing if you stick with it. And there's a lot of times I could have quit and just said forget it, man. Be some partier or whatever. But I hit the mistakes in life, stupid mistakes that weren't really ever really told, and that made me stronger and made me, want to show people what life is.
Right, being a better person. Yeah. And
man,
never give up, right? Never give up.
Man, listen, depression is no fucking joke, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know what I was depressed in my life until I went to jail. And when I woke up in jail, I was like, man, I fucked up. And I was like, man, when I went to jail, that woke my life. That made me successful. It changed my life. Like, it's God made me go to jail because I was on the wrong path. And, you know, I guess God really believed in me. And, you know, I'm not kind of sounds like some weirdo, and I'm a very spiritual guy. But people, you got to understand there is a God, and God really helped me, man. Like, you know, and I promised God in jail. I laugh at it 'cause it's not really funny, but it's like crazy that I had to go to jail to become successful, man.
Right,
It's crazy. Like, I was on my way to some great things.
That brick
But
wall
I was
you always
drinking,
mention.
man. I was drinking. Like, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was drinking, going out. And then I had fucking kids, man. I was like, not even. I look back at it and, man, it hurts. You know, it hurts. I was like, I was a dumb guy, man. Like, drinking. And I got hooked on it, man. I was, you know, I got 2 DUIs and stupid situations happened in my life.
Right.
And it was like, I couldn't get it there. I was like, that's all part of life, but it's not. When you stop drinking, that's what's part of life. And you're living that clean, free life. You can do anything you want in life. Honestly, man, like, I want people to understand, you could do any fucking thing. Can I curse on air? I'm sorry. I don't mean to curse.
Go ahead. What are you going to do, man? Whatever you feel.
Cursing makes
the emotions. It's the emotions, man. I get
Listen,
it.
man, people could do anything you want to do. Like, you're doing this podcast right now. Hey, you made it happen, right?
Yes, we did.
And you could do anything you want in your life if you have that vision, determination, and want to do it. And what I do is, you see me looking in your eyes, right? It's very important to look in people's eyes, because when someone can't look in their eyes, they're very insecure with their life, and they got to be able to beat that, if you understand.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Dame, you're hitting home with me, man. I mean, Luch knows you better than I do, but everything you're saying speaks really deeply to me, and I understand. I think we've all. I'd be surprised if many of the viewers and us haven't been through some sort of depression in their lives. And I can speak to myself, and this is not about me, but as far as hitting depression, hitting the rock bottom, and really then waking up and saying, "Geez, you know, what am I doing? You know, there's this is not normal." And that's a beautiful thing that you're sharing with us, and I think that the viewers are also going to. I think it's going to hit home for a lot of people out there, and hopefully that compels them to do some work on their own lives and reach some of the success like you've demonstrated.
Well, people look at depression, and like, if they're having tough times in life, you start blaming everyone. There's only one person you can blame, is yourself. You're the only person that can make it happen. You're the only person that can make it fail. You know, when my mom got injured and being older later in life, it definitely affected me with women, because I have relationship issues. You know, I don't know how to, you know, be in a committed relationship or be, you know, like, I didn't have the motherly love around there. So I do the best I can to try to, you know, treat a woman right. But it's tough, man, dating and stuff like, especially in my career where I am. But I could have blamed other people, saying, and being pissed off at the world. Man, my mom, I wasn't fair. My mom was a quadriplegic wheelchair. I didn't get a chance. But guess what? I got the chance to live. And you know, it hits me a lot, because I wish I could just tell my mom I love her one more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And the times when she was alive, and all the times I was like, I was mad at my mom. I was mad at my fucking mom, because I was looking at her like, you're in a wheelchair, but you can't take care of me. And I was selfish, because I was a young guy. I didn't know. And honestly, later in life, and that's why it's crazy talking to you guys about this. I never talked about this in anywhere I've ever done.
We appreciate that.
I could have been fucking mad at the world, man. And I was, you know, like, I was like, and I was mad at my mom. Like, when she passed away, I was more mad at her than I was sad, you know what I mean? And later in life, I was like, damn, man, I wish I could just tell her I love her one more time, help her, you know. I just didn't know, man. Like, it hurts now, knowing that I couldn't do that, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
The tendency to kind of, I know what you're saying, because I tend to sometimes get mad, because it's a weird thing. I think that I don't allow myself to get sad anymore, because that drives you into depression. So then what happens is, now everything turns into anger, and then instead of associating the pain with depression, you start associating with anger, and that's when it gets dangerous. And and thank God for the little signs that our loved ones show us sometimes, because I still think they're still there, man.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's nothing like my children. Like, everybody's kids, when you have your kids, man, it makes me fight for what I want, you know. It's just amazing, like, being a father, like, you know, and be able to leave a legacy for them. And I built something. I mean,
you're making. I can see that you're making those steps, and we're all fathers here, and and again, knowing you and seeing. And I think what you felt that you probably, in a way lacked with, not having your mother around in ways that, she couldn't do what you want her to do, but it wasn't her fault, of course. But the bottom line is what you're doing now, and I see it, I follow you, and it's amazing things that you do for your kids, man. You're a great dad, man. That's what I always tell you.
Well,
I shoot out there for you.
really, and you likewise, and I don't know you too much.
Oh,
but
I'm great.
basically,
No, I'm
I
great.
know.
I'm great, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great dad, for sure.
But the truth is, all mothers and
important.
fathers out there listening to this, they got to understand, man. Maybe they hit a brick wall and they might have an attitude thinking, oh well, I'm the greatest guy, I'm this, or if they really in their life they probably failed or something and they don't understand how to really accept it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But guess what? Wake up, man. Step up, mother, father.
For sure.
Go treat your kids right. Take care of them. Spend time with them, man.
The time goes by quickly as we see
does,
and
it does,
we need that, and they need that in order to pass things on. Good examples, man. So that's very important to do it.
See, if everybody understands, it all comes down to you. Stop blaming everybody else, or stop looking in for other mentors to help your children.
Right.
You're the fucking mentor.
You're absolutely right.
You go out, push your kids to be the best they can. Be happy, or do what they want to do in life, but direct them the right way. You understand?
Sure. Direction is everything.
People don't understand, man. They ruin their kids' lives because they aren't there for them, like mentally and just basically, even if you failed in life, try to make your kid better.
You know what? Yeah.
You fight for your kid. That's what you have to do. Honestly, I learned this shit, man. Fucking hitting that brick wall and going to jail.
Right.
And then guess what? My dad was my best friend. He died when I was in jail. I couldn't even say bye to the guy.
Wow.
And it hurts.
Yeah,
it really fucking hurts, man.
Yeah.
People look at me like, oh, you're a celebrity boxing. Hey, I'm doing this. I'm making money. Listen, I'm making a living. Yeah, I did it myself, but I also fucking hurt every day knowing I can't say hello to my mom and dad again.
Definitely, for sure.
And I couldn't say bye to my dad. I can't tell my mom, look, I'm sorry. I should have been there for you. Man, there's a lot of pain and agony, and people don't understand. You have to fight for what you want.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of everybody always looks at the status, but they don't see the pain. Unfortunately, and it's a thing, man. Everybody has a cross to carry. I always say that everybody has a cross. Some are heavier than others, and it's terrible. But you have to learn from that because, like you're saying, I remember looking up to my parents like they're God, and that's what that's what our kids are doing with us. They're looking at us like we're God. So we gotta remember that, man. And we're allowed to make mistakes, whatever. But we gotta keep that in mind that they're looking at us for direction. So it's important for us to give them the right direction. And there's only a limited amount of time.
How do we get through it? You know what I mean? It's like you said, a direction. It's how we get through the situations that we put ourselves in.
The way to be a good parent, the way to be a good parent, my belief is, be a pain in the ass to them. Where they're like, Dad, will you fucking stop? Dad, come on, stop bothering me. Guess what? Then I know I'm loving them the right way. Then I know they know they're loved unbelievable. You know what I mean?
We're gonna instill a compass in them.
Definitely.
Least,
and I want to say another thing. Like, if someone's depressed in life, man, like, you wake up. Like, you know how many days I wake up and I'm like, damn, man, what the fuck's wrong with me? I'm doing good. I'm sad. But then I'm like, look, man, I can either lay in bed or I get up and make this day happen and make it better. So I get up, push it.
Right.
You just got to push in life, man.
You have to.
Push it and push.
Nothing good comes easy. It's a cliche, but
yeah.
Dan, let's get back into your career. What's the biggest challenge in your profession?
My biggest challenge is basically just making sure the celebrities show up, finding the right celebrities and, I don't know, just, really finding the right people that want to be part of this. And, I'm in a good position right now, so it all fell into place.
Great. And is there any particular thing that really gets you going that you really, really love about your profession?
It's because it's my life. It's what I fell in love with. I am celebrity boxing. Like, I know nothing else what to do, and I don't even know. Like, I had an idea that nobody believed in. I used to beg people to sponsor the events. Now people are begging me. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
But in positions, like, it was just. It's an unbelievable journey, man. It's like, what I went through and the people that have fought on my cards and doing it with pennies and with no money and hoping these events will work out. Like, you know what I mean? I was all in sponsorship, hyping, hustling ticket sales, and making it work is like incredible. It really is.
Mention a few people for the fans out there and for the guests. Mention some people you've had in your
everybody
boxing.
from Vanilla Ice to Tanya Harding, Danny Bonaducci, Jose Canseco, Lamar Odom, Aaron Carter, Albie Shore, Black China. The list goes on, man. If you're in the tabloids, maybe you were a Hollywood mistress, you fought in celebrity boxing.
Yeah, you mentioned about Aaron Carter. It's a shame because his situation, like,
Yeah.
and how you mentioned earlier about like, people just can't get through those. I guess those demons. Those demons. Tell us a little about
Man,
when you came across him.
All the days speaking to him for hours, and sometimes I was like, man, how long is this conversation going to be?
Right.
And if I would have known, it was going to end up like that, I mean, I would have tried to help him a little more. I just didn't know. I mean, I just thought, like, I guess I just didn't really understand what he was really going through. You know what I mean? I've been through stuff, so I was like, he's probably just going through what I am. He'll fight.
Right, right.
The guy was really suffering, I guess. You know what I mean? And, I'm friends with his, ex-girl now, and she's talking about fighting. But, Aaron was an interesting guy. I mean, he showed a lot of heart stepping in a ring with Lamar Odom, man. Like,
He's pretty
and it's
tall.
crazy saying that I made that fight happen, man. Like, that match, that
was
event happened.
amazing.
That was a huge event. And
You did that at the time of like COVID, I think you said.
right
Right
over at COVID, man. It was like only a certain amount of people were allowed in the arena. We sold it out, and it was like,
Wow.
but we, didn't do a lot of pay-per-view buys, but it was interesting. It was the hype, the press, the media. It was like it was pop culture
Definitely.
phenomenon. You know what I mean? It was like, this fight's really happened. Everybody was talking about it, and it was really a great feeling and having my son there to see me achieve this
Accomplish
was like
that, yeah.
unbelievable, man.
That's great. It's a
I can't
great
even say.
feeling.
Yeah.
When we see our kids watching us, I think you did
Yeah.
mention that to me before that you looked down, you saw him smile at you, and
Yeah.
and you created that, and it's probably the greatest feeling
Yeah.
in life when our children are proud of us. That we're doing the right thing.
And the children aren't going to just tell you they're proud of you. They're
Yes,
never going to
yes.
tell you. And I'm always like, damn, man, this guy going to say he's proud of me. This guy saying he loves me.
It's implied.
I'm an idiot. I'm a little. I'm probably immature that way.
It's funny because I've heard like a fellow that mentioned most recently, and he said mainly success comes down to in life when later on your children come back and want to see you when you're old and gray.
Yeah.
And they want to see you, so you must have done something right. So I guess we have to wait till that time and all you're doing now for them, But I'm sure deep down inside they're loving what you're doing.
They are. If they're smiling, you succeeded.
Yeah,
It's not about money. Like, money is, listen, money gets you by. You need money to do everything you want. But if you're smart, you know how to make money. And the bottom line is, ultimately, is when someone smile. Because I love seeing people smile. I love seeing people win. And it's a good feeling to see someone who made a redemption come back and never quit, never surrendered. And watching other people that did what I did, but in their professions, and they won. Man, I cry. I'm not lying, man. I love seeing people go after their dreams and making it happen, and it hurts. But when I say it hurts, it's like a happiness.
It's a good
like,
hurt,
damn,
yeah.
man, these guys made it happen. Like, it's really cool.
We're actually going to look at some great footage right now. So take a look at Damon Feldman, CEO Boxing, Celebrity Boxing. Check out his stuff right now. All right, we're back. We're back over here. So, Damon, now we got Damon Celebrity Boxing, of course. Great stuff that we just saw, all about you. And what we got? We got professional achievement that you're most proud of.
my professional achievement.
Yeah.
Basically, making celebrity boxing into a real thing, a company. Like, I have my own logo now, website. I'm at a LLC company. I'm a real company now. You know what I mean? I have a team, and we're delivering. We deliver on every event. If the main thing in success is to deliver. If you say you're going to put something together, you can't just half put it together and just let it go. It'll never work. You have to make it work no matter what. Even if you fail and don't make it to penny, you have to make sure that works.
Right.
That's important. I always said that too, even for people that are just out there trying to get a job. Always, undercommit, overproduce. Always try to excel and show people what you got and come to the table hard.
Oh, yeah.
And that's important. Now, what keeps you motivated every day? What keeps you getting up and going forward?
Just honestly, just goals and determination, and my children. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm out to, I have goals, man. I want to really, put some big, very, very big events on, and I have some goals to put on some very big celebrity fights. It's going to take time. It's all about getting the right funding, and it's a step-by-step process.
The good news is that there's always somebody fighting in Hollywood.
Well, yeah, that too, but you never know who's going to step in celebrity boxing too. You never it's going to be an interest of someone. You know what I mean? I mean, I want to mention names I'm talking to right now, but it's probably a little premature. Like, I don't have anything signed, but I'm talking to some pretty cool names that were big in the past, and you just don't know who I'm going to talk to next. Like, everybody in Hollywood knows celebrity boxing.
For sure.
So it's like cool to go places, and if I'm wearing a hat or if I'm working through an airport, people want a picture or stay. It's like pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I made it, I guess. Yeah.
You're creating a venue for people that are looking maybe for redemption or a resurgence.
Well, it's not even just the celebrities. The undercard guys are guys that when they get their chance, I put them in a ring where they're, it's controlled entertainment where basically, they're in accordingly. I match everybody accordingly. It's not about the heart sport. I'm not trying to get people knocked out. I'm trying to get people to get that feeling of stepping in a ring in a safe environment, and they're part of it. They get their 15 minutes of fame, and celebrities get their 16th minute.
Beautiful.
And that is actually also the name of your book, I believe, right?
Yeah, the 16-minute man. Man, I forgot I even had a book. Dude, it's so crazy.
It's so busy.
It's so crazy because I came out of that situation. I was like, all I was worried about was the book, then the movie, and all that stuff's good. But then I'm like, damn, I have a real company now. I got to make this work, and it's I don't know, man. Like, I'm just living the dream right now, and I thank God every single day for everything, from my mistakes to, moving forward in life. And life is very, very precious, and you got to take it serious.
So what would you say the most fulfilling part of your career is? What would you say about that?
Honestly, be able to look at myself in the mirror and smile now. 7 years ago, I used to look in the mirror and cry.
Wow.
So it's a good opportunity for people to understand. I know there's thousands of millions of people in the world doing the same thing. But if you really fight for it and get up and go after it, you'll be smiling. There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Sounds great, man.
It's all in your mind, It's just getting those brain cells to align the proper way to go after things and make little achievements every day, and they grow and they build, and having a little bit of faith and having God on your side, man, and just surrendering your ego.
Yeah, and boxing did it for me, honestly. Like, obviously God, all that and everything, every single great things happen to you in life, all the bad things happen to you in life, it's all part of your journey to get to where you want to be. Boxing opened the doors for me, man. It gave me the self-confidence as a kid. I walked in any place I want, and I owned the room. You know what I mean? Like, not being arrogant, but I was like, I was confident, man. I was, not being arrogant. I know I was a bad motherfucker at one time. You know what I mean? Like, I was undefeated. I was boxing some of the best fighters in Philadelphia, and to have that name and respect in Philadelphia, yeah.
Let's go back a little bit, because I know, your father was also a boxer, right?
Yeah, my dad was a boxer and trainer. Yep.
Okay, and give me a little story, because I remember you mentioning something way back, like in the mornings, something about like he wanted when you first kind of put the gloves on. Let's go back to that real quick.
Yeah, you know what? I was 5 years old when I first put the gloves on. You know, it was like fun. I didn't know anything. I didn't want to do it until I met Frank the Animal Fletcher and Anthony Two Gun Fletcher, and they came to and lived in my house,
Right.
my dad's house in Broomall, and the house became like a boxing training camp. It was really cool, and you know, my dad would run these guys every morning, and sometimes there was 4 or 5 fighters living in a 3-bedroom house. It was like crazy, man. Like, but it was like, you know, world champions came out of there, like Prince Charles Williams, Frank the Animal Fletcher, and Anthony Two Gun Fletcher, and guys that. Just watching that it inspired me, man. Like I was really down in life. Like I didn't know what happened to my mom when I saw her. I was like I couldn't understand what happened to her. But all I knew is she wasn't with me. And I was like, the only time I ever see my mom walk that I remember is when she saved me. When I pulled the clutch back in the car at Loggerada's house in the driveway and it started going back. She came out of nowhere, jumped in, and saved me. And yeah, man, it's been a journey, man. It's really crazy. Yep.
Definitely want to make sure everybody hears about it, and I think for sure you got a movie in the works. You know that people need to see your story, and hopefully you know that everybody sees this because that's what we're gonna do. We're definitely gonna put that out for you.
Definitely, man. I wanna inspire people. I want to help people. Like I don't want to be seen anything other than I'm not interested in being famous. That was my number one thing. I'm interested more. And just, you know, being able to look at myself in the mirror and smile because I never could do that before. Now I can. And it's a great feeling, man. It was tough, you know what I mean? Like, and just being able to, you know, hug my kids, kiss them. And, you know, like we went away on a trip, me and my kids, and we all stayed in the same room. It was like two beds, me, my son, my daughter, and it was her way or no way. And my son was her photographer, and I was her bodyguard. So it was really cool, man. It was like experience of a lifetime. You know, being able to go away with my children and not have to think about anything else, man. I thought about nothing. It was just hanging with them. And man, the peace, I understand where I'm at in my life. That like I really made it. You know I succeeded, but I really know I succeeded because. Man, we had a great time, and my kids were happy with me. There was no downtime. It was just, man, it's really incredible, man. It really is.
It's what it's all about, man. Well, it sounds like your story is now about gratification. You're grateful, which I think is key, man. I have to say, in my life, the more grateful I am, the more successful I become, and that is not just like monetarily, but just I feel better. I feel better.
The thing is, listen, you look at women, right? Everybody wants a beautiful woman. And the women are beautiful, right? But, you know, it's not all about being a plastic up girl and all that. That's not everything in life. I try to tell my daughter that because she's all about that. And most of the girls I date are, you know, into that stuff. But it's really, you have to have that. When you have your self-love and self-understanding who you are, you don't need to be anybody other than yourself. You know what I mean? And, I do believe every woman, every person, guy should work out and stay fitness because it's really important for your mentality, and that's my therapy. I work out every single day because I need it in my life. Like it keeps me sane. You know what I mean? And going to jail again. You know, I keep saying this that like I was always embarrassed to say to go to jail because I was, you know, because I was drinking, the stupid mistakes I made. But jail is a place of therapy, man. Like. You know, nobody bothered me because I was a fighter, so no one's going to come up to me. But it was an understanding that the only thing that hurt me was I couldn't see my kids. But that made me more appreciative of saying, man, there is no way. I told guys, I'll never be back here. They're like, man, never say never. I said, nah, man, I'm never coming back here. My only downfall was drinking. That was my problem, drinking. Like stupid, going out and have a couple too many drinks and think I could drive and you're above the law. You're not above the law, man. Listen, but yeah, good.
We tend to get humbled even when we resist it, but the beauty of it is you have to. Hopefully, you hit that brick wall, but then you go the other way.
Yeah. Because
I think everybody gets that point in their life. May not be going to jail, maybe something else, but they get to that point in life. They're like, all right, now I got to stop. I got to change. I got to go on a different path. Otherwise, that's it. It could come earlier. It could come later.
Well, I don't want to motivate going to jail. It's great because it's absolutely the worst thing ever in life. I was begging to get regular water, man. Like, You don't want to have to go there and hope you get a little ice and get a little water out of the clean water because you have other water. Oh, it's terrible. Then you have to, and the food is absolutely disgraceful because you have to worry about commissary. Like, I never want to hear the word commissary the rest of my life. But it was, 7 years ago, but it was like the life experience of that, like getting up every day and there was nothing to go nowhere. There was nothing to do. So all I did was write, think of what I was going to do when I got out of the situation. And man, I was like, my anxiety was there. I couldn't wait. But it was sort of a relaxation part where it made you understand that's why you don't want to go to jail and you have to promote to your kids. You can't, you have to do the right thing. You have to.
Yeah, definitely.
And, yeah.
Well, 7 years, man. It's pretty amazing. You have come a long way. 7 years, you've done some amazing things.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but it's to not being able to drink is the most amazing thing. Because I cut it out, and I never even. I thought about it a couple of times. I want to drink. Then I was like, well, I promise God I will never drink again. And
you
things
promise
are working.
yourself too, of course. You promise yourself.
But once you promise God, and I said he knew that. I don't know. God said, basically, knowing that the drink was the messed up part and put me in a bad spot, I couldn't do it again. There's no way. And then if I'm a real man, I'm not going to do it again. So.
Right.
The funny thing about humans is that we could sit there and daydream about all this wonderful success, but we won't be motivated. The only thing that motivates us is attaching so much fear and just anxiety to something bad. So we're better off having, I hate to say it, but we're better off having something happen that's bad because it'll compel us, hopefully compel us not to do it again. And I hear you loud and clear with that. And I think they take something so bad like jail, but I guess in this circumstance, it served as rehabilitation.
And you came out of it. You came out of it.
And you survived and you turned your life around.
Well, I want everybody to know that it was rehabilitation. It wasn't like I'm a bad guy. I wasn't out to hurt anybody. But the situation was, my dad has Alzheimer's, and I'm not using excuses, but I couldn't fight it at that time. So I'm not using an excuse. I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't understand, man, my dad's dying of Alzheimer's. Like, he didn't even know who I was, and that's my fucking hero, man. Like, I'm so paranoid about that type of stuff. I make sure I take all the right vitamins. I train every day. Like, I'm not playing around. I mean, you cannot play around in life because, I don't want my kids suffering watching, the thing that really gets me scared is like later in life, my kids are going to, I don't want them thinking they have to take care of me and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little scary, man. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you just got to really appreciate life, man. Honestly.
I agree. I tell my kids, I'm like, don't take me in. Don't take your mother. Don't take nobody in.
Yeah.
Don't take us in. We get old and crazy. Don't let us in. Don't let us in the house. Okay, so listen, let's talk about what are you shooting for? Tell us about what's on the horizon.
Well, just, right now, like, I'm really focused on my business. I have an incredible team, man. Like, these people put their time in. My friends, Mark Shiroki, Tracy, Jackie, Linda, Dom, everybody part of the team, like Heather and Romulus and Fame, I just thank them all, man. Like, I have an incredible team, and my platform is so good right now because it's given, like I said, our guy has 15 minutes, the celebrity has 16th minute. We give, like, everybody from fighters to recording artists, you get a chance to perform on the platform. And my business is, like, booming right now. Like, it got to a point, like, it's just unbelievable that it's working like this.
How
like,
did I do it? You did it.
It was all my dream. You know what I mean? Like, I did it, but I did have a great support team. Like,
Definitely.
These people believe in me. You know what I mean? And I have to make sure I'm going to take care of these people, like, when this thing's rolled. Because it's not all about me. Like, I could always say, oh, I made it happen. I did. But having a support team behind you is, like, it's amazing.
It's that gratitude that you mentioned earlier. That's what it's about. You appreciate the people that are helping you, and that's why it's working. That's why it's working, and they're willing to work for you.
Everything in life is meant for a reason. Like, no matter who you meet, who was for this, who was for that. It's just amazing. Like, this life has been one journey for me. You're asking me about me, what's on the horizon. Man, I'm just hoping, God keeps blessing me. I stay in shape and then got healthy and honestly just keep, making new things and big things happening. And, I have a lot planned. My film, I want to come out, Celebrity Boxing Underdog Story. It's about me and my career. And, it's an interesting story. I already have a little documentary that some people put together. And, I'm hoping this all works, man.
That's beautiful, man. That your story is just one. I think if I'm reading this right, I think the real success. You made the deal with God. You made that deal. You made that covenant with Him, and now you're getting the reward for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, listen, I break the God law sometimes, but I try to. I say I'm so sorry. Like I'm
Yeah,
so,
we all do.
Listen, but the thing
No
is,
one's perfect. No one's perfect.
No. You just got to keep. You got to be the real. Listen, you learn in life, so you're not wrong. If like, listen, I know through my life I screwed people over. Probably, by accident. I'm not a guy that's going to go out and screw someone over, but listen, you make it's mistakes, it's bad choices.
Right.
You've done this to someone, you might have hurt someone, and you didn't mean it. But it's all about fighting and fixing it and try to get in the right direction. So, you don't do it again. You don't want to keep hurting people, but I think that's why I hit my heads of my team too a lot because. I'm set in my ways. You know what I mean? I've seen it all, heard it all. I have no time for nonsense. And but this journey is, man, unbelievable. If you ever want to read my book, The 16-Minute Man, it's a good start. But I'm making the second part of my. I'm gonna have a 2-part movie if this ever all happens. I'm gonna make it happen. But
I see that.
and I want to see people smile, man. I want to see people get up and understand. Look. Don't dread the day. Make sure every day, no matter what you go through, your breakups, family issues, there's another day and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to keep fighting for it. And life's about fighting to be happy, man. And I want to see people smile, man. It's like that's what life's about. You got to smile. No matter what, fight for it. Fight through your, adversity and things will be better.
I agree. I mean, there's this life doesn't come with an owner's manual, so we're trying to feel our way around. There's a lot of times growing up, and I regret it now, but I guess there is no such thing as regrets. You shouldn't, because that just holds you back. But
of course,
there's times, man, I avoided the sunlight. We try to. It's tough.
And listen, everybody deserves a second chance as long as you didn't seriously hurt someone or kill someone. You know what I mean? Definitely. Everybody in life deserves a second chance in life to prove themselves because nobody's perfect. I'm not saying if you kill someone, then it's a little different. You know what I mean? Then you ruin someone. I know they have this thing where you're underage and you kill someone, and they let you out at a certain amount of time, but you also that person ruined somebody else's family's life, and that's not really fair. You know what I mean? So you should pay for things like that. But I do believe everybody deserves a second chance, as long as no one's seriously injured. And you just, they deserve it.
There's an old Italian saying, Luch might have heard this one too, I'll say it in English though, but pretty much the only thing you can't fix is death. Everything can be repaired.
Absolutely.
In life.
And pretty much we will all reach there, so that's where you have to make the best of it today. The
Definitely.
Moments, I believe about moments, and this to us is a great moment having you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it,
and
man.
It's just a great story that you've given us, and we're gonna take parts of it for ourselves, of course.
Absolutely.
The mentor that you are.
Well, the mentor thing is I see I'm a mentor for younger kids, but mentor for people in life that listen. I'm not the greatest guy at all, man.
Right.
Listen. I wish I could find the right woman partner in my life that makes me want to get up every day and fight for her, you know what I mean? But it's tough because I'm in a weird position where I'm at, and finding the right woman, is there really the right woman? Am I really the right guy for them?
That's right.
But it's just all about, with women, dating and stuff like that, for me, it gets tough because, I get a lot of women around because of the business, but it's tough to really find, I'm looking for the right woman I could partner with. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure someone that's watching eventually this video, they're gonna get an extra call.
Well,
reach out to us.
I think Wendy.
We'll screen them. We'll screen them for you, and then we'll send them your way.
If I remember seeing Wendy Williams, I think she had the hots for you. Did she not?
Yeah, well, she's nice, but I'm not my type. She's good, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of women out there that, want to hang out and stuff like that, but, you want to find, it's nothing like finding the right partner, man, like a woman that pushes you and you look at her and you're like, man, she's, I want to
Support,
wake up
you need
every
that
day
support.
besides your kids, because now it's a partner. It's not, I'm not looking for a wife. I'm looking for a partner now because that family situation like that now it's a partner in life, the woman that's going to motivate you every day. You're going to motivate her and just be best friends.
Great companion. Someone
Yeah.
that's going to be there, watch your back, and
Yeah.
that's fulfilling.
That's what it's
Well,
all
God,
about.
listen, God looked out for you plenty of times. It sounds like he probably will. He's probably working on it.
Yeah, man, I'm in no rush. You know what I mean? But it's like, just this whole interview with you guys has been really cool because it's like everybody asks about celebrity boxing. Yeah, celebrity boxing, but you want to go into the background, how this all happened. And honestly, it has been not an easy road, and it's been several, hardships, man. And
For sure.
it's about fighting for your dream, man. This is what's important. Fighting for what you want in life, your dream, because you can make it happen, man. You just, anybody can make it happen as long as you have it in your heart, determination. You want it that bad. There's nothing impossible.
Definitely.
Nothing.
Growing ups with difficulties and challenges, everybody does to an extent.
Yeah.
Some have it worse, some have it better. But I think that if you can just remind yourself somehow, some way, and sometimes God does send you little mentors. Like you spoke about those gentlemen in your life that kind of helped you.
Yeah.
God tends to send people your way that are mentors, that are helpers, that'll guide you away from all the bad stuff. But what happens is, as a kid, man, you grow up, and I've experienced this myself, you grow up with a lot of doubt. Am I good enough? Can I do this? Like that guy's got, and there's no way I could be like that guy. And it's sad because then the depression happens, and then the confusion happens. It's a tough thing, but if you can get over that hump without too many scars, man, then hopefully you get in a good...
We'll see how's everything you're saying. And what is it? It's all about the people having the confidence in life. In life, most of the people don't have confidence because they don't know how to really fight for what they want. So boxing was that way for me. It showed you I had to learn how to throw my punches. I knew how to, if a guy throws a punch, I got to learn how to duck. And it made me smarter that way, you know what I mean? And it made me more aware.
That street smarts, we need that. That street smarts good.
Street smarts is everything, man.
Definitely,
you need it. But I just look at boxing. Everybody in America should have their kids in boxing because it's not about fighting. It's about learning the self-defense and confidence of being able just to get into that ring. Do you know what it takes to get up to a boxing gym where I train in North Philadelphia, walking to the top of the stairs and looking and be like, I was always walking. I was like, damn, I'm the only white dude in here. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit. I'm a white boy. But I didn't look at it then. I look at it now. I'm like, but the African American community, man, they're my family. You know what I mean? They treated me, and that's why I just always want to, you see the police killings. I want to talk to these cops.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if a black dude yells at you, and it goes, and all of a sudden you didn't know, you don't know how to handle it. Like if a white cop stops a black guy, and all of a sudden the black guy goes, "What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna." All of a sudden the guy's like, "What?" You know what I mean? You got to know how to handle. It's the confidence of being through things in life. And it hurts. Hurts watching that. Because in the news you only see little clips. They only see the clips that people want to see and get mad at. But,
right. The media, of course.
I don't want to talk like Andrew Tate or anybody.
No.
But it's the truth, man. You know what I mean? And just as long as people understand what life really is about, man. You can get by it.
You got a great way of definitely going back to what I originally said. You unify people, and that's and that's when I use the word, the beautiful thing. That's what we need to do more and more of these days.
Right.
And hopefully, this is what we're doing with this show. We want to unify people. We want to bring a variety of different guests because that's going to be important to others see it, and then we're all about that, and that's what you're doing.
Definitely.
And that's important because you experienced that in your life growing up. And I did the same thing. I did the same thing with growing up in West Philadelphia. A mixture of different backgrounds, and it was the best thing. The street smart that we have. It was the best thing that ever happened to me for sure.
Very important, yeah. You're great anyway, man. All you got to do is show somebody your tomato sauce and you're good, man.
He drinks it for breakfast, Vinny.
The new breakfast of champions.
I'll be honest with you. You know how many times he's given me his sauce?
Hey, I got one in the car for you.
And I'm like, do you really?
I do.
I need one. I was talking about it last night.
That's funny.
Cures hangovers.
Well, I didn't drink anymore when I met him, but when I got it, I was like, damn, man, I remember I was like so hungry one day. I was like, damn, I can't go to Wawa. So I was like, that was my dinner. That was my lunch. You know what I mean?
I always bring these to people.
Or I take my vitamins in the morning. I drink lucha sauce. You know what I mean?
That's great. That's great.
It's like
man.
V8, but with a little twist.
Yeah.
What I agree with you, man, because growing up, I realized that there's still a lot of in South Philly and Philly in general. I mean, there's always been like division, culturally, unfortunately. But back then, it was more like what corner you were from or some other stupidity. But the unifying thing was sports, with boxing, whether it was football, and that was the unifying thing because we hung out. We didn't care about color. It was just like we had a good time. Right. You were a great running back. Like it was just that's how you bring people together. Sports.
Well, you know why boxing is so different than any other sport? Because in boxing, you're gonna get punched in the fucking mouth. You know what I mean? So you're gonna get punched in the mouth.
It's real personal.
You're not gonna play basketball. You're not gonna play football. So you could talk shit about people. When you get punched in the mouth, it changes everything in the way you look at things. And just like Mike Tyson always says, you're a tough guy until you get punched in the mouth. You know what I mean? So boxing really, you don't see color in boxing. You see color in other sports because there's those challenges. Maybe a white boy can't run as fast as a black guy. And the black guy, is more athletic. And I look at everybody as equal, man. Like, but boxing, listen, there isn't skin color. You get hit on the chin, you get knocked out. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Spanish. I don't care what color you are.
Left hook is left hook.
Yeah, exactly, man. And the whole thing about, it's just like you said about culture, man. I would love to just get up there and get a room full of African-American people, black, white, Asian. Man, everybody come together because that's what you're a human being, man. I can't control what you look like. People can't control what they look like. You have to know how to act to the world. You know what I mean? If you
always got to find the goodness in each person. That's what it comes down to. I think I always look at everybody as individuals, human beings, like you said, and that's it. And if you do that and you find goodness in each person, you unify. You definitely come together.
Well, it's a lot with the media, too. Media puts out, this person's bad, this person's doing this and that.
Right.
Just look at the person for who they are, man. It's
for yourself, definitely. Yeah. You make the judgment.
It's true. I mean, here we are in America, and there's so much. I don't even blame the people on the ground like us. It's coming from all these outlets and all these these and they're doing it for their own purposes, and it's just just unify people, man. We'll have such a better country.
Well, it's up to us. It's up to us.
Listen, most of my friends are black, but you don't see stuff in the media like how tight we are with hugging. You see white and black fighting.
That's an agenda.
Come on, man. That's not the way it is.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, they show you, listen, it's a business. So, as long as, I never had one problem with one black guy in my life. I had more problems with white people than black people.
Here's the secret for those of you that didn't grow up in the streets. It's your own kind you got to watch.
Hey, I'll be honest with you, man.
And that's the truth for sure.
My own kind fucked me over more than anybody.
Always, dude, always.
I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear
Italian side too, for sure.
And
no doubt
another
about
thing
it.
is, when you make excuse, the black-white card, man, I hate to even say it. One thing I hate and I will not tolerate, when they're singers and all, even though they're black dudes, there's no N-words allowed. I don't like the N-word, man. Especially if you're going in that direction, nah, man, I don't play around with that.
Nah, it hurts your own, man. It just diminishes so much.
I just want people to know, man, come on, man, come together. Everybody's...
Enjoy this beautiful life we have.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy what we can together.
There's enough problems in the world. Let's at least agree on that and just move.
If people would stop worrying about racism and fighting each other and all come together, man, how great this world would be. You know what I mean?
You know what? You just said that. Morgan Freeman, I saw something. He said, someone asked him, what is the cure or what's the best way to stop racism? He said, simply, don't talk about it. That's it. Just
stop
don't,
bringing it up.
That's it. Just leave it at that.
But,
and just look at individuals as individuals. That's it.
Definitely.
And that was a great thing.
Again, I hate to keep saying black this, black that, but honestly, man, the black community, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be alive, man. I'll be honest with you. They helped my life out, and it wasn't. Again, they were people that were raising me. I never looked at a black person oh man, that dude's black. That's a person, man. Why would you make a difference in who that person is. It doesn't matter what the skin color is.
It's also to brings me
There's
back.
beautiful black women, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what am I going to say? Well, I don't like a black woman. Come
Right,
on.
right.
That would never happen.
There's an example also I want to bring up. 2 kids, a black and a white kid, okay? They're playing. They'll play. But what happens is when other people come in and take them away and start putting things in their heads.
Yeah.
And then if not, they will play. They will unify. They will be together.
Well,
but
you know
that's
what's
what
really,
happens.
you know what's really important, man? If you're a white guy and you're trying to make it, you know, like I like me, I was the only white guy where I trained at, and that made me into where I am right now.
Right.
I want to push my son in that, man. You got to train with the different cultures,
Definitely.
different people. That's how you get smarter. That's how you appreciate them in life and people in life. That's
Yes,
that's
everybody.
how you
get along with everybody.
find out who
yeah,
you are
everything.
too. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So.
And
Sure, wow.
and we have the opportunity here to do that. I mean, let's face it. Yeah, there's across the world. There's different people are experiencing different, cultures. People that move in. But let's face it, America. I mean, you're a front row seat with all these different cultures, all their different traditions, their food. It's a beautiful thing, man, and it expands your mind and
Right.
and it educates you and it makes you a better person.
Absolutely, man. And, it's easy for a white guy to talk about a black person talked about a white person. If a black person wasn't raised with the white person, you don't know what to do. And if the white guy doesn't know what a black guy is, what the fuck are you talking about? You have to be, you weren't raised in those cultures. I guess I'm a lot different because I was raised in that culture, where the African American person raised me, man. They were like my family, you know what I mean? So it made me understand, what lifestyle is and lifestyles and, I don't know, man. It's just, I would love to just be a governor or something. I don't want to ever do that, but man, I would,
never know.
I would change this whole
Yeah.
picture. Like people, it's the living life. Like a Joe Biden, that dude he wasn't raised in with any cultural life, I don't know, man.
It's just the profiteers, man. The people that have the self-interest, the people that benefit from division have the biggest voice. And
Yeah.
it's up to us as dads, as parents, as mentors, as even if you don't have kids. But you got to promote more love. And that's why, whether your religion does help in that, whatever religion you're in, you gotta have some sort of compass, man.
Spirituality for sure.
Yeah, well, also people are very tunnel vision. Like the bottom line is, you can't have your kid just raised with all white kids or whatever it is. You got to raise with the black community because that's how you're gonna be smart in life. You have to deal with it. You can't go into an inner city, a white boy, and think, oh, you're gonna be good, and they're gonna be scared to death. These guys, they don't know how to do it.
All right, Damon. So tell us pretty much what's coming up for you, events and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man, just real excited. Working on the film, the Celebrity Boxing Underdog Story, a couple TV projects. Hopefully they work. And as far as the event goes, I'm working on the Roy Jones Jr., the former heavyweight champion of the world, 4-time champion of the world. He's taking on NDO champ. He's a big internet superstar in a big metaverse celebrity boxing match that's coming up in June. We got a press conference in Newark, New Jersey, April 22nd, and you got Celebrity Boxing June 17th with performing artists and celebrity boxing that day, where Hollis Thomas is hosting it and Peter Gunn's the rapper.
Nice. Where can the viewers find you?
I'm pretty much all over, but Instagram at Celebrity Boxing 1, and my website officialcelebrityboxing.com.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
You know what? I'm going to go try see if we can find some celebrities. There's that guy Ciccio Pasticcio out there. We're going to see if we can rank him up.
Yeah, let's see if we can find him.
Let's get a good Italian guy. We had the Joe Giudice, but it never worked out because he couldn't get in the country.
Yeah, he got over there. He got shipped back.
That's always a problem.
Poor guy. What are you gonna do?
Anything you notice in this place? By the way, we're again in Philadelphia. Thank you very much. Anything around there that looks familiar to you?
Yeah. Well, my man Joey where's this Joey? Yeah, Joey. He's a cut man. He's a former fighter, and his belt, the championship belt.
That's the one right behind you.
Right behind me. That belt. I presented that to him 20 years ago, man. That's crazy.
2001. Yeah,
man.
That's pretty amazing.
He won the WWU. I think it was Battle Tough Man.
Tough guy.
Yeah,
Joey's an interesting guy. He's a big Hall of Famer, not only here but Philly. Pennsylvania. He's an interesting guy.
That's awesome.
This was perfect because the Philly Italian American Museum here on Pashook Avenue in South Philadelphia has different section, and this was just perfect for you, Damon. I couldn't ask for anything better to have the background of all this boxing stuff, and then like all the stories you knew of it. It's great.
We got Joey Giardello outside.
Right
I was
outside.
here for that presentation when they. Gave the.
You give that little story
he
you
was
said
still
mentioned about
alive.
that.
Yeah, so Joey Giardello was really cool, man. And like Jimmy Benz asked me, he was running his big WBA dinner, and to go in the limo, go pick him up, and bring him to this big, I forget what it was, a political event at the Navy Yard. It was really cool because I was driving with Joey, and he was a really cool guy, and it was really interesting because he had that, I think it was him, the movie, he had his own movie about him. And it was really cool, you know what I mean? It was like him in it, and he was, a legend.
Well, we got something coming up for you too. Something that most recently me and Vinny over here, we got involved with Ray Martin Films. So I think you got a little feature coming up.
Oh yeah, I'm making my film debut.
We're gonna be
started.
there.
I'm gonna start transferring over. To an actor, I got my little piece in
playing yourself, pretty much.
Forget
right?
about it, right?
Yes,
Forgot about it.
Forget about
When's
it.
that coming out? That's
That's
coming up.
May
May
3rd. May 3rd is
3rd.
coming up.
Nice.
We're gonna go check it out up in Phoenixville.
Phoenixville, I'm gonna go do.
Yeah,
It's pretty
great
interesting.
stuff. I mean, we could definitely can go into a second episode here, but we want you back for sure
Definitely.
in the near future. I think boxing. There's so much stories in boxing. You're gonna have more stories for us also with the new opponents you're gonna come up with. So maybe Ciccio, what do you think?
Yeah, I
Is that
think
right?
so. I think he needs to get busted up. It's been great, Dame. I can't tell you how much this was just
An honor,
wonderful
for an honor,
on a
for sure.
personal level,
Yeah.
on a professional level. I think our fans are going to love this.
I hope they do, man. I really, it's cool to be here. It was cool to express certain things I wanted to express. I
We
never
appreciate
got to
that,
on other
man.
shows. So yeah.
For
I
Bray,
think, and I
open
think
up to us.
I think your story's going to impact a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody who's not quite sure, maybe just learn something really important today.
Well, it's funny doing these stories. I always wanted to do it on Wendy Williams, Howard Stern, but just they didn't have that right focus right here, and this is incredible.
Well, we're
to be
better.
able to do
We're
this.
bigger and better than any of those.
You are better. Are you kidding me? It's way better, man.
That's what we want. We want to hear those stories,
This is
man.
the
That's
new
what
story,
makes
man.
it. It's going to be
Two
this young
Italians,
man age.
Two Italians.
Two Italians in a dream.
Yeah, love it, man.
Thank you, Damon. We greatly appreciate you
thanks
for
a lot.
having you here, man.
Thank
You
you.
stay
Appreciate it,
well.
guys.
Thank
All right,
everyone
thank you.
for joining us. Continue to follow, like, subscribe. We're on Instagram, YouTube, all over the place. Thank you very much. This was a great episode.
The Vinny
And
Lucio Show.
like I'm sure Dan would say, keep on punching.
Let's go.
We got a nice Damon Feldman over here.
Hey, you know that Damon from Celebrity Boxing?
Yeah.
Oh, today's my lucky day. Listen, I got a thing I want you to put together with me and a guy that's really pissing me off. He's been pissing me off for years. Picture this: Ciccio Pasticcio, man-to-man, mano-a-mano, with Danny DeVito. I can't stand that son of a bitch.
You want to fight the Vito?
You know why I don't like him? He one time tried to hit on my Giuseppine. The balls on this guy. Listen, if you can make that happen, I'll give you some homemade wine. I'll do whatever you need me to do. I'm going to take care of you. Can you make that happen with that little bastard? You make your call right now. Oh, this is great. I'm going to tell you something. You see you, Danny DeVito? I don't care. When I see you, pooh, you son of a bitch, I'm going to get you. And this guy's going to make it happen. All right? I'm going to start training now.
Let's get it.
We're going to do it.
I'm going to order something.
Hold on, let me put this down.
We got Damon Feldman here. We're at the Mancuso's. Let's go on in, Vin. Let's bring him in. 1939, back in the day. Good stuff.
You got ready-made stuff on top of that deli case over there.
We're gonna get him a couple Easter. See if they got any Easter eggs left.
How you been, all right?
How you doing? Right? Good. Shake, we're gonna get a couple of those eggs afterwards when we get a chance for Mr. Celebrity Boxing here and Mr. Damon Feldman. We're gonna give them for his kids. What do you think? You want some cheese? What do you want? Some formaggio? What do you want? That's what we got over here. What's it looking like? Eggplant, I think. Eggplant. Eggplant parm. I'm going to get you a couple of those eggs. We're going to get that for your kids up there. We're going to make it happen. I don't know. Maybe we should put in for that one there. What do you think, Vin? All good?
I'm drooling. I'm all over myself. It's the best.
Good stuff. Jake's here. 1939, man. Long time, huh?
Sitting there for 80 years, hasn't it?
No, definitely not. It's all fresh stuff. They do fresh mozzarella, too.
Well, that's great.
Or ricotta, fresh mozzarella ricotta. That's Jake. He always takes care of us.
Damn.
I used to make it nice. I got lazy, man. But I used to make that. I made one and do every year. I just sell it. Nah, I can't remember that. Strawberry, vanilla. I can't remember. You did doing good. Everybody's hanging out. So we want that. Why that? Died young.